For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Hello and welcome to Strat News Global, and welcome to our special series on the Galwan clashes. As you're aware, it's 1 year since the Galwan clash, and we at Strat News Global are looking back at that seminal event, trying to find out exactly why it happened, what are the reasons, what are the motivations on either side, and what we can look forward to. I have with me from Taiwan Dr. Shen Ming-Shi. He is a former colonel from the Taiwanese military, currently a fellow at one of the research institutes in Taiwan. And he has been, as a former colonel, he has followed the developments along the India-China line of actual control with considerable interest. So how do military experts in Taiwan assess the Galwan clash between the Indian Army and the Chinese PLA? It is now 1 year since the clash. How do you assess it?
Yes, after China reorganized five-seat command in 2015, each command has different seat operational strategy and organization and weapon system, depend on its threat it faced. In the west side, in the past, we can see that China used the Lanzhou military region and the Chengdu military region to respond China-India border conflict and the Xinjiang and Tibet issue. In addition to the domestic ethnic conflict, they mainly focus on the prevention and deployment of the China-India border conflict. Originally, there were 4 army groups in the 2 military regions. But right now, 2 military regions combined to one Western Seat Command, but there are only 2 army groups left after being integrated. However, the quality and training of the border defense force of the regional Xinjiang military region and the Tibet military region are not as good as those of the regular army, the PLA. Therefore, in terms of military deployment, China has a relatively long force and does not have more strategic advantage. Secondly, in the information released by China on dead soldier in 2020 border conflict, it can be found that there are some only 20 years old soldiers from Fujian province in the eastern side of China. This is very interesting thing that how the Chinese border patrol can send a soldier only 20 years old and from the east side of China, because these soldiers are not familiar with the terrain and the environment and in the border, and they lack experience. So it's a very interesting. I want to study this issue. Whether it's due to the insufficient strength or maybe the urgent deployment, because the border need soldiers. So let's send young soldier from Fujian to the Xinjiang military region. But their poor quality and training of border trade, this is the problem. This situation still need to be confirmed. So I'm studying this issue. As the moderator mentioned, the professor mentioned that China, he made great effort. We can see that China made a great effort in the South China Sea, but there's no retaliation on the Sino-Indian border. This point of view should be reconsidered. It may overestimated India military strength and defense population, or maybe underestimated China determination to resolve the border issue. Although China withdraw the troop from the Pengkongzhou Lake, it still can return to the north shore of the Pengkongzhou by means
Yeah.
of the mobile deployment. More importantly, China adopt the same salami strategy as in the South China Sea. It also can use in China-India border. It We can see that China built some village along the China-India border and the river to immigrate the Chinese people to this village and change in fact to practice and demonstrate its sovereignty. We can also that China build some infrastructure facility near Bhutan. It's also the same intent. If there is another border conflict between China and India, in fact, we can see that Chinese heavy combined brigade, stealth fighter, heavy bomber, tactical missile, and on helicopter, the new one, the Z-10, or the new uh, transport helicopter Z-20, or even the rocket artillery will all be used on this battlefield and theater. And China still actively preparing for the next conflict in China-India border and taking the opportunity to recover the dispute territory. So, in my point of view, India cannot underestimate China strategic intention on the border. Although China will not take the initiative to provoke a war, but it will gradually strengthen a prepare an advantage and will act whenever when China get any opportunity. This is my point.
So, what do you believe China has gained from this confrontation? What have they gained? What have they lost?
Okay. Uh, yes. We can see that in the first conflict in Galwan, uh, PLA lost many soldiers. But in the Pengkongzhou, PLA want to get back the advantage. So India lost some soldier. I think the first one is the fast because they don't think about that India soldier uh, quality and strength can equal to the PLA, their idea. Yeah. So for the facts and even for the political situation in for Xi Jinping, we know that in the 2017 Dogon conflict, after Dogon conflict, their one general Fang Fenghui stepped down because of that conflict. So some rumor or even some experts said Dogon conflict because of the Fang Fenghui want to make trouble to Xi Jinping. But last year in Ladakh, we cannot find or cannot see any general after that conflict and step down. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just an accident. It's just accident. And maybe in the low level, their officer and soldier want to make some great performance for themselves. Uh, but we can see after the last year conflict, China already made good change for their preparation for the military. So we'll send many troop, advanced airplane, and the new combined great brigade, just heavy brigade and medium brigade move to the border to prepare the next conflict. So I think they also show their logistic capability to the border. And they also move their ballistic missile, or they also show their stealth airplane. They still show their rocket artillery. Uh, I think this is a game. They got a very good lesson to the next conflict. But for the India, we can see that India move or deploy more troops to the border. But two sides, your military organization is different because in India you have mountain corps and mountain division, but your enemy from China is the Xinjiang or Tibet military region, the traditional troop. But now the traditional troop is changing to be the so-called 合成旅, the combined brigade. The people, the personnel is smaller, but they already can do the joint operation war. It's different than India. So they got the lesson. So maybe just for the facts, but they got the lesson and concern about the next conflict. They will make very good prepare for next conflict.
Do you think India understands the PLA sufficiently? Do we understand how they think, what their motives are, their intentions? Can we understand them? What is your or what is the general sense in Taiwan among researchers like you?
I think India understand the PLA chant, but not enough. But because you can count how many PLA experts in India, and how many and how your intelligence unit to know the PLA, because PLA you just not only know the with C to command, you need to know their military thinking.
Yeah.
You need to know their strategic culture, and even in the border. I don't know how many translators in your troop, and how many troops when they're monitoring the PLA radio message, and how many experts can read, can understand the radio message and the real-time reactive PLA any action or any operation. I think this is your short. You need more PLA expert. You need more officer or soldier. They can learn or they can hear the Mandarin. And in the senior officer or the high-ranking officer, they need to know what Xi Jinping thinking about China-India border conflict, and the level of the if the India-China border conflict is the first priority to China, or Taiwan Strait crisis is the first priority. Your high-ranking officer will need to make a very good and very short judgment about this. But never mind that the PLA will not attack, will not break in the war. The India need to make very good preparation for the border, because I think you all also know that your infrastructure near border is not enough. Your mobility to the army, maybe Air Force, maybe okay, but Air Force just depend on the heavy transportation plan is not enough. You need more helicopter. You need your mountain division to improve their mobility. That's my point. But it's just a Taiwan perspective.
So, can Taiwan help in some of these areas militarily? How can Taiwan help India?
Of course. Yes. actually, several years ago, um, yes, I suggest, I give many suggests to many experts, or maybe your embassy to Taiwan, India embassy to Taiwan. The first one is a Mandarin course. The Mandarin course. The Mandarin course is very important. In the border conflict, if you can send your special force to the border, and each unit you have a very good Chinese translator, you can increase your mobility. I think in the border preparation is very good. The another security cooperation is I think the first one is in intelligence exchange. This intelligence is not only the border situation. It's about the army, PLA army, or PLA, their thinking or their weakness uh, in the future operation, and their navy and their air force. And they also have many uh, advantage or superiority and better than India. You need to know. Uh, in Taiwan, we have many peer experts in National Defense University, or in the Dangang University, or another military unit. If we can increase this exchange, I think it's helpful to India to help you to know the PLA thinking, PLA strategic culture. The another one is I think the last section, the last part I mentioned about that defense technology cooperation also very important because we are building our own submarine. According to that media, India already built up one submarine, and I think it's this 2 day is deployed in Navy. If we can exchange the technology of the submarine, it's good for India, it's good for Taiwan. And in Air Force, we know that we Taiwan have a F-16. Now our F-16 will upgrade to the F-16V, and Pakistan also have F-16. When you fight with the F-16, if you against F-16, maybe you can through to Taiwan to know about F-16. And Taiwan also have a Mirage. Yeah, our Mirage. Yeah, several months ago, some media say that Taiwan can sell Mirage to India. We know that India has an Act East policy, right? And Taiwan also have a new southbound policy.
Yeah.
So there is already a policy guideline to be the basics for two-country cooperation.
Yeah.
Although such cooperation is more focused on economy, trade, and culture, I think it can extend to security and military. For example, the language and cultural exchange between the two sides can move and can extend to the military personnel exchange in language, in culture, and think tank exchange, just like India have IDSA. This tank is belong to the Ministry of Defense. In Taiwan, we also have INDSR, the think tank of Ministry of Defense. So we can make these two think tank exchange because private of the China 2 think tank exchange already done, but it's the official think tank exchange. I think is the become a symbolic accident issue. And military academic exchange, we can change our officer or student each other. And national defense science and technology cooperation, just like Mirage, F-16, information exchange, submarine, and because Taiwan now build our submarine, and you have BrahMos and anti-ship missile, and in Taiwan we have HF-3, very good anti-ship missile. If we can exchange our technology or training or logistic, it's good. You also buy Apache helicopter from US. We also have a tech helicopter Apache, so we can exchange that experience, training, operational plan, even logistic. We can also extend the cyber warfare experience because you know that China cyber military unit sent Taiwan to be their object. If they want to try or test their cyber attack technology, they use Taiwan to be first priority. If Taiwan cannot defend, the country in war should not defend. So the last is the two-party non-traditional security training or security cooperation, just like Coast Guard, maritime cooperation. And Taiwan-India exchange had reached an opportunity to dip into the security and military field for the changing because of the Indo-Pacific situation. And many countries that have no formal diplomatic relation with Taiwan, but still have many different type military exchange. You can see that Japan sent their retired general to Taiwan to be the military attaché. And Taiwan before sent a general to be the ambassador to the Vietnam. We send a military attaché to Philippines, Malaysia, and so on. But right now we send attaché to India, but only one army. But right now India no attaché in Taiwan. So if someday India can send a military attaché to Taiwan, I think this attaché can learn and can know many our specialty or our goods and advantage of Taiwan military, and we can also make a channel, military exchange channel by this attaché. I think Taiwan also interested to send more attaché to India because only one army is not enough. We need to send Air Force attaché to Pune. We need to send the Navy attaché to Goa. Because your Navy is very strong. Your Air Force training, you have many combat experience. Need Taiwan to reference, to learn. So I think that India does not need to impose the strict or restriction on yourself. I think you can open your mind to exchange. Do not afraid China. You should make China uncomfortable.
So, from what I can summarize, India needs to be more watchful of Chinese intentions, read their signals properly, and perhaps we need to understand the Chinese better, their motives, intentions, and more important, we need to boost our understanding of the Mandarin language. Other than that, we have capabilities. We are perhaps second to none when it comes to training vis-a-vis the Chinese. And but there is a lot that Taiwan and India can learn in terms of military training, exercises, and doctrine. Dr. Shi, pleasure talking to you. Thank you for sitting in on this series on Galwan, and thank you again for your insight.
Thank you,
That's
Professor.
all we have now. That's all we have now on this segment of the series. Keep watching us for more, and keep tuning into our social media, including Instagram and Twitter, and do come to our website. Thank you again.